Hello, hello.
All right, welcome.
Welcome. So, my name's Alea, and I'm just, who am I? I am somebody who's very passionate about health and wellness and biohacking and all things to do with um, brain health and everything. And this is Dr. Tomek.
My name is Dr. Tomek. I'm owner of the Neuro Lounge in Vancouver.
So we're in Yaletown right now, and the reason we decided to do this interview was because I myself have been in a few car accidents and suffered many traumas and injuries. Obviously, we all have suffered traumas and injuries in our bodies and emotionally, physically, mentally, etc. But for me, the biggest caveat was the car accidents that I had been in, and I hadn't found a place that really helped with my injuries, my inflammations, my flare-ups, as much as this stuff. And the reason I say this stuff is because it's network spinal, it's brain tapping, it's brain health, it's meditation, it's a little bit of everything. It's even incorporating breath work. And as I practice these modalities in my life on a regular basis, coming here just kind of complements those rituals that I do. So for the first time in my life, I feel the healthiest I have ever felt, and just in all ways, emotionally, physically, mentally. So I just wanted to share my experience with you and ask Dr. T some questions that might help you in your journeys.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. Um, your journey sounds similar to mine. About 8 years ago, I've been a chiropractor for actually 17 years, but about 8 years ago, I started having chronic neck and shoulder issues that just weren't going away with the traditional methods like chiropractic, massage, physio, all the, deep manual therapies. And so I started going on my own journey, and long story short, everything that I offer here has helped take my health to levels that I couldn't imagine. Like I feel better than I did in my early 20s. I feel more flexible, more mobile, emotionally, spiritually. So really everything that we do here are some of the main things that helped me on that journey. So I'm glad you found us. And I'd love to hear, yeah, so today we did some work with you. We did the network spinal. That's the low force energetic form of chiropractic. And then we did the brain tap light and sound therapy with the PEMF infrared crystal mats.
Now, for me, the network spinal was a huge game changer because after my injuries, after my accidents and things like that, I was told to go to all these different places. So for so many years, I was in rehab, and it was, laser and chiropractic and massage and physio and all of these things. And while I believe in all of these things, it was just a different method coming here, because I also believe in energy healing and just really taking it easy on the nervous system. And so when I was going to chiropractic before coming here, I felt a lot of trauma to my body. Like if I had a flare up or I had an inflammation, I would turn to chiropractic to try to get a release from that pain. And sometimes, believe it or not, I felt worse after. And not always, but a lot of the times. And there was no consistency pertaining to my feeling of feeling good. And coming here was a whole different experience in that the network spinal that you do is more just like a really light touch and almost just moving energy through my body and really making sure that my nervous system can accommodate whatever it is that you're doing that day. Whereas I felt like before it was just every time I would go, it was just a focus on doesn't matter what my nervous system is feeling. It doesn't matter what I was feeling. It's like, let's just move you and try and get you better. So for me, this has been a huge blessing. And I mean, I guess I want to ask you if maybe you could tell people what exactly network spinal is. Like, do you use energy? Do you use touch? What are the meridians that you're working on? And how do you know what to treat?
Absolutely, yeah. So network spinal is it's a unique form of chiropractic that has been developed over the last 40 years. And it's continued to evolve to just become the most efficient way to work with the nervous system, least invasive. And it does use touch. It does use and incorporate energy. And so working, meeting the person where they're at and not forcing the body into anything. That's what I find. It really honors the natural rhythms and patterns within the body, and just amazing at the results that can be achieved when we do that. So it's not, I wouldn't call it solely energy work, but as you experience, there's a lot of energy components to it.
Yeah, and I notice a lot of physical, mental, just emotional entrapments that come up when I'm here sometimes, because I feel like we all have things that we hold on to and resistances that we have in life when it comes to our physical and emotional well-being. And so this kind of is almost like a release for that. And then especially pairing it with the other stuff that we're going to be talking about, which is the brain health, or you call it brain fitness, brain health, same thing. And so it's just just like a release for your whole body and your nervous system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the point, one of the most important one of the most important points to make is the nervous system, the spine and nervous system is critically important, as it's like your operating system. And so if it's tight, if it's rigid, if it's imbalanced and damaged, that's going to translate into other areas of your life. And we live our life through our nervous system. It's really where how our consciousness comes through. And so anything that can improve we call it spinal neural integrity, which means it creates more connection, more flexibility, and more balance in the spine and nervous system, is going to have far-reaching effects in your life. It's going to affect you emotionally. It's going to affect you spiritually. It's going to affect your decisions. So anything that can enhance that is good in my books. And unfortunately, some of the techniques that I learned in chiropractic school weren't really focused on spinal neural integrity. They were focused more on just like almost like a healthy way of masking symptoms. Like someone's shoulder sore, you massage the shoulder, you adjust the shoulder. If someone's low back is sore, you just kind of work on the low back, but not stepping back and taking a big picture at the whole person as a nervous system, as a soul. That's what I find is missing, and I find it's getting more away from that. The teachings within universities is really becoming more focused and magnified on certain areas. There's people who are knee experts and ankle experts and glute experts or whatever. But I look at the body as this whole energetic matrix, even more so than just the body. We talk about the energies around our body, and I see people improve, like ankle pain go away, knee pain go away when we get the whole system regulating properly, getting in that state of ease. I find just almost everything starts to resolve.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's a whole overview of our body, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is I feel that coming here. Other places, it's like, oh, I'm sore here, I have a flare up here, and that becomes the point of focus. Whereas coming here, and again, I've been doing a lot of these things for years in terms of like meditation, breath work, yoga, things like that, because I believe in the holistic approach to looking at the body. And I find even coming here, um, it's it's helped in all areas of my life. It's helped with my workouts. It's helped with yoga. It's helped with my concentration and my focus and my memory and just cognitive function and brain health overall, combined with nervous system um, and actually even the test that we did on me when I first came in, what we couldn't believe the biological age that my nervous system is comparatively to what my actual age is, which was substantially younger. And I feel like I can attribute that to keeping these practices at play every day. And I understand like not everybody has the means or the experience, but it all starts with curiosity and, starting somewhere. And whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced, there's always room for growth in those areas, I feel like. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like most people are just scratching the surface of their potential. And we've almost been indoctrinated into not believing vitality and health and energy is natural. It's quite rare to find people who are really living up to their potential. And the really cool thing is our bodies are striving for that. It's so natural to actually be healthy. We just have to remove any interference and just clean up some things in our lives. And I see it every day in my office, how much potential each individual has in them for health.
Yeah, and we didn't get a chance yet to talk about the brain tapping, but I do want to just lightly mention that because that's one of my favorite things as well. And one of the things that I like about here is that it incorporates all of the things that I enjoy doing. And sometimes people find it can be very time consuming to do things like red light therapy, meditation, breath work, PEMF, all of those things. They can take a long time if they're not part of your daily practice. How I started was with one thing, and then I started like habit stacking and adding other things on. And now my morning ritual just has a lot of these incorporations, but not all of us have these tools in our homes either. And so coming here is great because in half an hour, I can get the PEMF, I can get the healing from the crystals, I can get the red light therapy, the sound healing, and the light healing. So can you tell us a little bit about what the brain tap entails?
Yeah, and I love stacking technologies and efficiency because yeah, it can be a full-time job, nowadays with all the demands that people are under and trying to counteract those. But the technologies that I've chosen and that we offer at the Neuro Lounge, they hack that. So you can get into deep meditative states often within 7 minutes. The brain tap uses multiple technologies, uses light frequency technology through the eyes, uses different 4 different sound therapies. And then we have the PMF mats, which in themselves, just laying on those is restorative, good for the nervous system, speeds up the healing response. So I haven't found anything comparable that can offer so much in such a short amount of time. Because in today's busy world, we don't all have time to go in the mountains and meditate and look at the ocean. And I truly stand behind those types of things. And I think if we did create the environment where we can do that stuff all the time, a lot of people's problems would go away. But living in a city where there's so much demands on us and traffic and all this stuff going on, this type of technology just really hacks that and lets you get into those states quicker and more efficiently.
Yeah, and I feel like whether you have an addiction, whether it's a mental, emotional, physical addiction to anything from just holding yourself back even, it helps to release all of those sort of inhibitions, so to speak. And for me, I also find that it enhances my creative states of mind. And like I mentioned, my just circulation, memory, all types of different things come from it. And it doesn't matter how beginner or advanced you are in your journey of personal development, spiritual growth, biohacking, health and wellness, what have you. I feel like this is for anyone and everyone who's just curious to even try it because you can literally turn down the lights, turn off the lights in the ears. You can kind of modify it to your liking and what feels comfortable for you, and then take that as you will. And as you advance, then see what works for you, which is another thing that I really like.
Absolutely, yeah. And BrainTap has developed over almost 2,000 sessions now, and each session is unique in the algorithms and the frequencies that it uses. So your brain's always learning, getting new stimulus, which basically makes it very difficult to plateau. Which that's what I love about it. I've been using it for 5 years, and I continue to find new levels of health and awareness and consciousness. But like you said, I mean, I've worked with people with serious addictions. I've worked with people with serious PTSD, and I've worked with people who are just looking to optimize, people who are, looking for a little bit of extra energy for their to run their business, or athletes looking for that extra edge. So
performance recovery.
yeah,
It helps a lot of people with anxiety and just um, ADHD, like so many different things. Yeah, and for me, even just optimizing things that I'm already doing and enhancing the practices that I do regularly, it's been a nice add-on.
absolutely. Yeah, I truly think the human body is the most amazing thing. The brain, the nervous system, it's the most powerful computer in the world. And so many people are just not optimizing it to its full potential. So, I mean, if you're suffering at all, it's unnecessary. There's solutions, natural solutions out there. And so that's really my mission, is to help people who want to optimize.
Yeah, and my mission is just to be curious, and if there's any way that I can help heal more people, because I've been through my healing journey and still continue to go through it, I would love to inspire, motivate, help in any way I can. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to message either of us, and we're happy to share more.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for watching.